Hi, my name is Giovanni Miragliotta. I am Professor of Advanced Supply Chain Planning at the School of Management and co-director of the IoT Lab of Politecnico di Milano. I've been researching and teaching supply chain management and the application of digital technologies in this area over the last 15 years. In this lecture, we will introduce the process of tracking and tracing, and we will explore its relevance, especially in the luxury business. After introducing the subject, two in-depth matters will be tackled. In this lecture, the matter of information exchange, and in the following one, the matter of information capture. Tracking and tracing can be defined as the process of recording the state and position of an item or a batch of items during its production and distribution process so as to establish its current state and position, which is tracking, and its previous state and position, which is tracing. Several business drivers may justify the implementation of a tracking process, namely a low compliance, process optimization, focus on quality and service performances, and brand protection. In the luxury industry, all of these drivers do apply. Just think to regulations concerning materials coming from endangered animal species, inventory optimization of very expensive materials, or outstanding service targets towards flagship stores. Nevertheless, a special mention goes to the brand protection issue, which is a peculiar problem of luxury brands. From a supply chain perspective, brand protection means protecting the brand from black markets. It has the contribution of counterfeit items, and from gray markets. It has selling genuine items through parallel, not allowed distribution channel, or any combination of them. Implementing a tracking project opens two issues. The first one, how to connect multiple IT systems belonging to different companies so as to share the available data, and the second one is how to effectively collect data from the physical processes. In this lecture, we will be tackling the first issue. So, let's assume that complete and correct data about events happened in the production and distribution processes are available in several information systems belonging to involved companies. Then, implementing a tracking process can be nailed down to the task of integrating all these IT systems so as to have a coherent view on the past and present state and position of any product. This integration could be reasonably done if all actors belong to the same company, as the common ownership will likely enforce the possibility to use the same IT system or the same data model, in other words, the same business vocabulary. Luxury companies usually have a quite integrated supply chain, owning or controlling the key manufacturing and distribution stages, but still many other players are involved in the overall process, and anytime two companies do not share the same system, a complex IT integration project should be run. If you consider that supply chain partners may change very quickly, new suppliers, new logistic operators, you realize how cumbersome is this first issue. In order to solve the problem of IT integration, two approaches can be followed: resorting to available international standards or resorting to commercial softwares available on the market. Regarding standards, probably the most acknowledged one is the GS1 standard, whose roots go back to the EM barcode, which has been enabling retailing processes all around the world since many years. The core of that standard has been enhanced to cope with full supply chain tracking responsibilities, and understanding its structure is useful to understand the layers that have to be built to operationalize any tracking process. GS1 standards covers three layers. The first one, which establishes common criteria to give identity to any product, location, store, or asset used in the process, and ensures that all the players are naming things in the same way. The second layer, which standardizes technologies, protocols, and devices to be used to automatically acquire data, covering traditional barcodes, QR codes, up to RFID tags. The third layer, which establishes data sharing services and uses a centralized access distributed storage architecture. This layer defines criteria for event description, message format, query access rights, so that data about well-identified products and well-captured events can be shared across the supply chain. Resorting to an international standard has some advantages. It is complete, well-documented, and software solutions are often available as open-source licenses. Conversely, every player in the supply chain would have to adhere to the standard, and so anybody would have very likely to modify in several ways its own information systems and business conventions, thus leading to very relevant change management issues. A second approach may be to resort to some available data sharing solution softwares proposed by established vendors in the market, and usually distributed as cloud software as a service solution. Many software applications exist today covering different supply chain management tasks, from demand planning to suppliers management. In this case, tracking and tracing systems are usually encompassed in the family of supply chain control towers that are online software environments which allow several companies to keep their IT systems aligned and to share information about product attributes and performed activities. Such systems just require to perform a one-to-one integration from the company IT system to the cloud application, and then allow to access and visualize online processes from all players, without anybody having to switch to a common business language. Moreover, as they are application softwares, they usually have extra features such as dashboards, decision support, and simulations that offer extra value in addition to the pure data sharing feature. More recently, some expectations are arising about blockchain as a possibly relevant technology for data sharing, and therefore as an enabler of more effective tracking processes. Even acknowledging its potential, blockchain is just a distributed ledger database technology, so it offers an interesting alternative to share data, but it doesn't address at all the core issues of product identification and other common business vocabulary. Moreover, the fact that blockchain has been developed having in mind a trustless environment may be misaligned with some of the values of the luxury context, where the luxury company is supposed to have a very trustful relationship with its business partners and especially with its customers.